Hi, I am curious about social media engagement overall. Will you explain that process to me? Okay, so that sounds very interesting for my business. I'm very new to engagement. Typically, I look at social media just. Oh, can you hear me? Yes, I'm very new to engagement on social media. So I'm curious, are you able to share how this engagement will benefit my company? Okay, so from what you're saying is engagement is a balance of a little business and a little bit of personal. How do you go about choosing who to engage with or how to even engage with these individuals? That sounds very intriguing. So, as far as engagement, you said it's like a networking event. Is this something where you're engaging with all these people every day, numbers and numbers of people? Can I expect to receive thousands of engagements, or what is your volume as far as engagement goes? Okay, so as far as number of engagements go per day, I can expect to receive what's what the estimate prospective plans say the number is from yourself each day. Okay, so from what I'm understanding is you can provide me, for example, 5 outreaches of conversation per day on the account, and then we see who messages back. That sounds like a nice balance because it's reasonable for me being very new to social media, and it's something that we can see how these engagements evolve every day. So I'm so new to social media, the only thing I know is posting. Why is engagement so important? I've never even heard of it. That's great. So it sounds like you're using lifestyle target marketing through demographics to understand who my client is. Oh wow, that's such a unique approach. I come from a world of mailers in the mailbox and emailing. And a lot of what our company currently does is we just blast out to thousands of people our business information. So, uh, in our emailing list, for example, we have 5,000 local individuals on that list. And what happens is we click the button and it goes out to all 5,000. What happens when a post goes live? Does it go out to all these different people automatically? Okay. And who is engaging? Is this a robot? Is this you? What's going on? Okay, wow. So it's literally yourself going into engagement instead of some type of automatic send out that goes out on social media. And as far as, let's say, social media policies or anything, is your company compliant when it comes to your engagement process or follower growth with social media policies? Okay. One of the things I see on Instagram, for example, I see a business that has over 10,000 followers and they're getting, all these likes and comments, and I really want to see that for my business as soon as possible. In fact, some of my goals are to receive 10 leads a month and gain 1,000 followers a month. So, what are your expectations as far as reaching my goals? Okay. 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 So, what you're saying is my expectation for social is very high, especially since I'm new to social media. It's my first time getting on. So, from my perspective, what is a realistic expectation when it comes to, let's say, number of engagement or prospective followers in a month? I know my lead count and follower growth count was potentially too high, but what type of results can we see from this engagement? Well, thank you so much for all of your detail. I appreciate it. Thank you. Okay, we're done. You did a great job.
Thank you.
I thought I was gonna have more feedback. I actually don't. Let me space it out first before for you. You did a great job. So the questions I asked, and I didn't prepare. I just went with the flow of what you were saying, and then our conversations from the previous week about managing client expectations. Social media policy. What is engagement all about? How is the client who's new to this going to understand engagement and be able to position it for their business? The other thing that's really important, especially before they come on, is they're nervous because they're not sure if we're going to be able to achieve the result that they want.
Yeah.
So the way you explained everything was very realistic. So when I said I want to gain 1,000 followers and 10 leads a month automatically, you helped mitigate that, and just going right into, you're new to social media. You explained very well that social media is different than a mailer and email marketing. Those platforms are black and white. You put together an email, you put together a mailer, you send it to 1,000 people, and 1,000 people get it. With social media, you're not creating a post that instantaneously goes live to 1,000 people. You're creating a post that will go out to a small percentage first, in accordance with prospective hashtags and who is already following and engaging with the account. So it's a small percentage, and then it works up to be higher and higher. The best thing you can do, and what you did very well, is explain everything in a realistic way and not overstep or overpromise. Because we can't control anyone else. So like on the plan layout, if I say, which the client gets the layout, one of them says, you receive 5 engagements per day. That's achievable for us. You can go in and you can engage with 5 people. We can't say you're going to get 5 messages a month from someone else, because we don't know. So we can only control the output that we fully can provide and produce. When it involves someone else, that's where we just need to be detailed when it comes to here's how we're going to potentially increase that percentage, grow the relationships, foster them over a period of time, which you presented very well in enough detail where I was engaged without being bored or confused. I like the relationship building, and I like how you mentioned social media is like a networking event.
Yeah. That couldn't come to my head as we talked about that.
Because it's easy, because everyone's been to a networking event or an event, period. When you're at an event, you don't just walk up to someone and say, hi, I sell X, want to buy it for me? That's just not what it is. It takes time. The confusion is people know how to network in person, but they're unsure of how that translates in a social media environment, because they're so used to, put a post out, get some likes, get inquiries.
Yeah.
So social media is not comparative to any other marketing approach because it's so different, and we want to make sure that we're positioning ourselves and you're helping to position in the most efficient, simplest way that we are credible with social media and can help you understand it enough so we can work together. Like with a mailer, you can say, okay, it's going to 5 mailboxes. With a social post, we can't tell you how many people are going to see it. I have no control over that. All you can do is what we've said: put out great content, strategy, live, work, play, hashtags, and engage.
Yeah.
So I like how you mentioned that we stick to the policies, we do everything in an organic way. It is us engaging. It's not a robot. It's not like email marketing or mailers, it's a system. You know, I pay for MailChimp. I put a list in MailChimp, I put one email together, and I send it to 10,000 people. One email. Seemingly a lot less work than creating social content every day. A question like, hey, I have 1,000 followers, why am I not getting 1,000 likes, is like a very realistic question for someone who doesn't know to ask. So we need to think about these peculiar type of questions where, like you said about reach, we can't put out a post and guarantees that it reach a certain number of people. We can only put out a post, and in time, with a growing followership and credibility on the platform, say that we can grow that number. Yeah. Okay. So you did a really good job today. I'm happy.